Right, so in this video, we are going to look at the difference between ties and slurs, because I find a lot of students, and I mean a lot, get really confused because they look the same. They both look like a big curl, okay, that goes between notes or over notes or under notes. And so many students get confused and they can't tell the difference whether it's a tie or a slur. So I thought it was really important to put together a video to show you the difference. And hopefully now every time you see one, you'll be able to tell them apart. So I'll see you at the sheets. Then we'll have a look at what a tie looks like. We'll have a look at what a slur looks like. And we'll have a look at how they are different. So I had an idea that it would be good to go over the difference between ties and slurs because a lot of students get them confused. Okay, so if I have a frog here, okay, and it's a frog that's worth a 1, 2, and I have another frog over here, okay, because they're both the same note, okay, I can put a tie between these two. I can tie them together. And what that means is that I won't play this song, I won't play this note. I'm going to add it to the first one. So instead of being a 1, 2 and a 1, 2, when I get to this, I'm going to stop and count 1, 2, 3, 4, because 2 plus 2 makes 4, okay? Ties. Remember the second note is added to the first note to make a longer note. Okay, another example. I might have a cat with a hat over here. And I might have another cat with a hat over here. Okay, now these two can be tied together. Tie. Because it's the same note. I'm not going to play this note. I'm going to add them together because it's 2 and 2 again. We know that 2 plus 2 makes 4, right? 2 plus 2. Can you see that now there's 4 there? So ties, they have to be between two notes that are the same name. So down here, I could have 2 cats down here in the bass clef, a cat here and a cat here next to each other in a row. I can tie these two together because they're the same cat. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4 is how long I'm going to hold this first cat. I'm not going to play the second cat. I'm going to add it to the first cat. That's what ties do, okay? So let's have a look at what slurs do and how they're different. So let's have a look at slurs and what the difference is because they look the same. They look like little curls that are put on notes. Now, I can have a frog like I did before, okay? But my frog's going to be coloured in this time. And I can have a dog this time. And he's going to be coloured in as well. They don't need to be, but I'm just, okay. And then an elephant, a long elephant. Now, with a slur, I can put a slur over all of these notes. Okay? They're all different notes. Now, if I have just a frog and just a dog, okay, and I put a curl between them, this, okay, let's write that this is a slur. This is also a slur because they're not the same note. I can't join this note and add it onto that one. They're two completely different notes. I have to play that one and I have to play that one. In order for this to be a tie, this note has to be a frog. It has to be frog to frog or dog to dog. Okay, but a frog to a dog cannot be tied. They are completely different animals. It's like trying to tie 2 laces from 2 completely different shoes. You would trip over, right? You can't walk. So it has to be the same shoe that you're tying the laces to, all right? So this is a slur. And usually with a slur, you're going to find many notes, not just 2. We usually have a lot of notes. So maybe down here, we'll have this cat and we'll have a dog And we'll have this elephant here and this frog. And we are going to have a lovely slur to join all of these lovely notes. Slur. So hopefully that makes sense. And if I wanted to, I could have another frog here, right? And with my lovely green now, I could join these two notes because they're two frogs, same frogs. I could tie them together. Tie. I can add this frog to this frog. Why? Because they're the same note. If I had another cat over here, let's keep to the red like I did there. If I had a cat here to start with, see, we've got cat to cat. My stick didn't go in the right place, did it? I'm so terrible at drawing straight lines. Okay, so now we've got two cats that are the same cat sitting in the same spot. I can tie these two together. I don't play the second one. He's going to be added to the first one. Right? That's what ties do. We make a longer note by adding the two together. We did the same with the two frogs. We tied the two together. We're going to play this one and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, because 2 plus 2 makes 4. And here, the same. We are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, because 2 plus 2 makes 4. So that's how ties and slurs work. Slurs you will usually find over many notes. They want to connect lots and lots of notes and make them all sound nice and smooth. Ties you can only find between two notes, like the two laces of a shoe, of one shoe, the same shoe. They need to tie together to make one big bow. So make sure that either both cats or both frogs, they have to be the same note, okay? Now, the last thing that I wanted to say about ties is, okay, say you've got this frog here, okay? And this frog is a 1, 2 frog, right? The next frog that you tie to doesn't have to be a 1, 2 frog. He can be a 1, 2, 3 frog, right? And then that can, so let's start with that. So here I can tie these two frogs together. I'm not going to play the second one because I've just tied them together. And now 2 plus 3 is going to make 5. So when I play this frog here, I'm going to stop and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because later on you're going to find a song that has a note like this. Say this cat. It's not exactly this cat, but it's a black cat, right? And this black cat joins to our lovely whole notes that are worth 4. So he's worth 1 and he's worth 4. And in this song, you're going to find a lovely tie between them, which means that we're not going to play this one that's worth 4. What we're going to do is we're going to add it to my 1, and we end up with, how much is 1 plus 4? Can you see? We're going to stop and count 5. So to do ties, they don't have to be exactly the same note in the sense of 2 tap notes or 2 long notes. It can be, all they have to be is 2 cats in the same spot or 2 frogs in the same spot. That's how a tie works, okay? They have to be on the same shoe, but one lace can be a lot longer than the other lace to tie them together. Maybe think of it that way, okay?